In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize we need to feel.
Welcome everyone. So this is a pick a card. I'm pretty sure you know how that works, so it will be time stamped. I'm going to do two piles. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm going to look at, is kind of like an overall reading for our physical, our emotional, our mental, spiritual energy. If there's any sabotage that might be preventing or blocking us, and then see if there's any sort of remedy that we can kind of bring into the reading as well. So I'm going to speed up the shuffling, but I will present the cards for you to feel which ones you're drawn to. Okay, so hi pile one. Okay, so we're starting with grapefruit essential oil, which is kind of like the emotional support for the reading. Grapefruit is like a very invigorating kind of energy. It's like it just brings that sparkle back that you may have lost, or feel you just need a bit of energy to prop you up during this reading or during your current situation. So I'm just going to pull the cards out. So I started with an oracle card for just like the overall message. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. Also for the mental body, I pulled out two cards. So 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Okay. And then I also pulled out a sabotage card from what might be blocking some of this energy. The physical body, you've got, I pulled out a meridian card, which is your small intestine. So this is just the meridian system. So it's an energy system. We're not talking about actual physical anatomy here. We're just basing ourselves on the metaphysical information around what could be happening on a physical level for pile number one. Okay, so just take what resonates. I'm not a medical doctor, so this is just take it as you will. And then also I pulled two cards for what would be a good focus point for you, and then a final message. So we'll just have a look at that in a sec. Okay, so pile one, enjoy the journey, wandering path. It's really interesting because there's like this little fox in this card. So I feel like that you might be not secretively, or maybe you have this secret plan for yourself, or this journey that you would like to go on, but you've been keeping it quite close to your chest. You kind of have a loose idea of where that might be heading, and you've got some, it's almost like you've done some of the preparation for it. You've kind of been playing around with it. You've definitely feel secretive though right now. It's like you're almost kind of afraid to follow this path, even though that's what the universe is actually calling you to do. And you know, in the mental body, you've got 10 of Swords and 8 of Cups. So it's kind of like, you know, you don't bring this kind of story into your reality unless you're kind of fed up with your current one. And with 10 of Swords, that's a heavy energy. It's like you are completing a cycle, but it's not been easy. You've really had to take some blows here. You've potentially been on the wrong path, and now you're at this point where you're like, okay, enough's enough. I need to take control of the story. You've got the 8 of Cups as well. So even on an emotional level, you've reached your maximum of giving a shit about your current situation. You know you're being pulled in a new direction, and you're just trying to figure out how to walk away from that story. But you've learned what you can tolerate. You've probably been working hard on your boundaries as well. And I feel like with some of the other cards that I can see, so you've got a sabotage card here of numb. So it's like you've kind of been, it feels to me like you might have even really buried this dream that you have, or you've definitely been trying to numb this pain that this situation has been causing you, or it's left you feeling numb. So even though it's been painful in a way, you've had to sort of learn how to endure it. But now you're making decisions to no longer allow it to be part of your journey. So it's like, you know, that, you know, being numb has led you to this point of, you know, you've got to the point where you just don't give a shit anymore and you're ready to choose you, which is really good to know and good to see. On the physical element, you've got small intestine, which is actually metaphysically, the small intestine is about how, on a physical level, it's how we nourish ourselves. The small intestine usually takes all the nutrition that we need from our food and etc. And it really kind of assimilates that into the body. So the metaphysical would be similar to that. It's like, how are you nurturing yourself? Or is there something you just haven't been able to digest lately? And it could be this story. You know, the timing of all of this could be like really present for you right now. Or you might have got to some levels of this conclusion already for yourself. So this reading would be just a confirmation of that. So I'm really feeling drawn to, again, bring your attention to enjoy the journey. Even though this one's hard and this one might feel uncertain to you and you are kind of keeping it a bit close to your chest, you've got the tools you need. You've got a map, you've got some sort of foundation laid down for yourself. So you have like a loose understanding of where you want to head. But you're still trying to figure it out. You're still trying to find your ground. Because look at in both these pictures, she's walking away. She's walking towards something. She can't quite see over the horizon yet, similar to this picture as well. So it's just, yeah, it's kind of on the precipice of you taking that plunge. Which is interesting because look at this card here, Four of Emotions, and you've got Awakening, which is like the Judgment card. So it is a wake-up call. It's like your higher self has been trying to nudge you all along, and that you know you're on the right track, and they're trying to show you signs that you are on the right track, and it's just trying to nudge you gently to kind of get you to this point. And I don't think that you wouldn't have been able to ignore your intuition or your guidance if to get to this stage. Like, you don't accidentally get to this stage. This has been a grind. This has been digging deep. This has been really doing the work. This has been setting yourself free from expectations of others or old self-imposed patterns as well. And that brings me back to the sabotage program. You know, we all run sabotage programs, and sometimes they're for our highest good at the time. Keeps us safe, keeps us, you know, having the ability to feel numb when something is very traumatic and painful is a credit to the human psyche, although it does come to a point where it stops serving you and it does block you and work against yourself. So it's a time, it seems to me like you are at that position of releasing that and ready to move forward. You know, even with this Four of Emotions, I just feel like she's sitting in this kind of the fourth cup. It's like that is who she is. She's now kind of, she's sort of seeing the peripheral edges of her dream. Like she knows it's around her. She knows it's calling her, and she's just gonna have to try and take a sip from that cup. And basically that just says to me that just take small steps. You don't need to know the final destination yet. It's just that you need to drink from the cup of your higher self and to really just take that leap forward, because you've got this wake up call card. So this is a very important major arcana. So it's time to make a choice. It's time to choose yourself. I'm even drawn to the fact that it's coming almost from in between her throat chakra and her heart chakra. It's like, speak your truth, live your truth, follow your path, be on your path. Okay, so yeah, with the grapefruit essential oil, it's just about getting that vivacity back in life, finding your verve, you know, just finding that that essence that's going to propel you forward over that horizon to the unknown. Yeah, it definitely feels like yeah, there's great things ahead though. Definitely pile number one. And so the card from the universe, or just a final message: I am safe, it's only change. I cross all bridges with joy and ease. The old unfolds into wonderful new experiences. My life gets better all the time. Like, you just, oh, I just love tarot and readings. Like, they always just astound me at their confirmations of the story. And I'm even drawn to the images on this card. Like, you've got this car going over the hills, this bumpy road. Like, you know that, you know, life is bumpy. Life is full of change. You know, it always amazes me, people who resist change or don't like change, and yet life is full of it. And that's really the only constant thing, is change. So it is scary, but it's like, take a higher perspective. You are being guided. Yes, this is bumpy, but it's taking you forward into where you need to be. And yeah, and you're safe, you know, your bags are packed. So yes, I love this reading, pile number one, and I hope this resonates. And if it does, I would really love for you to like this video, or even send me a comment. It can be quite lonely out here trying to film videos without, you know, finding out how this is hitting for you. And if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do that as well. So yeah, take care. Okay, hi pile two. So the cards that I've selected are just an oracle card to kind of give us a focus point. A couple of cards about the mental body, a sabotage card that may be blocking you a little bit, something in the physical realm. So I'm using my meridian card. So this isn't about physical health. This is not a diagnosis. This is not medical advice. I know you know, you don't need to hear this, but some people do need to hear this. This is just the energy of the body. So meridians are an energy system within the body that can give us some metaphysical guidance about what the deeper emotional level is on our physical side. I've got a couple of cards of just some advice of where it's leading to, and then a final card, just some advice really. So let's begin. So fennel sweet. Yeah, so fennel sweet. Fennel is it helps bring concentration, but it also helps bring clarity, but it also kind of gives you a message about finishing uncompleted tasks, or have you started things that you haven't completed, or what is it that's holding you back from some sort of, and it seems more work related, or a project, or yeah, so we'll see what the cards have to say. But yes, so fennel, or sweet fennel, is really about bringing in the concentration and the endurance that you might need. A view from above, get the big picture. Okay, so yeah, what are you bogged down in? Because if you aren't, you know, when we're at that stage where we just can't complete a task because we're just so overwhelmed because we can't see what the end result is or what the end game is, I feel like this is what the cards are trying to say. It's like you have this vision, but you're just a bit overwhelmed at how to manifest it forward or propel it forward, or you're just bogged down in some of the details. But let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, yeah, so you've got Six of Cups and the Chariot. So I feel like there's, yeah, so the Six of Cups would talk about nostalgia or something from the past, or, you know, a reconciliation. And then the Chariot card is all about moving forward, but making sure it's guided and in the right direction. So what is it that you're holding back from? What are you getting in the swamp about? What is it that you need to charge forward with purpose? What is your bigger picture? What's sabotage? Okay, we've got addiction, and we've got, for the physical body, we've got the kidney meridian. Now this could be any addiction, so it could obviously be a substance addiction, but it could also be a bad pattern that we repeat. It could be, I mean, it is a sabotage card, so that kind of goes without saying, but it could be workaholic, it could be, you know, addicted to the drama of a story, or just, you know, stress. We can be addicted to stress. Like it's got a very charged element, so it keeps us going, right? That's why we get adrenaline junkies, and, you know, a lot of people love that momentum. So maybe this mental body cards is maybe trying to speak to you about, maybe you need to hold your horses. Maybe you just need to take it a few steps back. Take it a few steps back to why you started this journey in the beginning. You know, sometimes when we can't reach completion of something, it's usually the universe trying to say that to us, like, hold your horses, something still needs clarified here. Are you sure you're charging in the right direction? And so sometimes by defeat we don't complete jobs, but it's also for divine order, right? So just have a think about that. Like, just maybe go back to this, whatever this project is, or whatever this goal is that you're working towards. It's talking about getting perspective, but maybe the perspective is back in the past. So maybe there is a memory, or you need to remind yourself of why you started this process in the beginning, and have you come off course with that, or are you still in alignment? My gut's saying that maybe there's definitely something that needs to be remembered. You need to recalibrate to what set you off on this journey, because some of this sabotage program is you know, that hustle energy as well. Like, we all think we need to hustle and do all the things we need to do to build our goals and, you know, to succeed, but a lot of our manifestations are actually are usually quite easy when they're going in the right direction, right? Because we don't have a resistance to them, and sometimes we get in our own way. So there's some information here that you probably need to look at in how you move forward. So you've got the kidney meridian and the physical placement. So the kidney talks to us about our identity. You know, it talks to us about how we see ourselves in our story, or how we feel others see us in our story. And so sometimes that can be very, it can be debilitating, right? We want to say we don't care what other people think, but of course we feel we care what other people think, because we have that tribe mentality. We're hardwired to be part of a community, to be part of a council, to provide advice, to provide support. So of course you want to know if that's, you know, resonating with people around you. So of course, you know, it makes us even afraid to show ourselves in case we get it wrong. So yeah, there is actually the 2 points at the back of your head. This is a neurovascular point, actually. So it's actually a very good soothing technique if you just place the back of your hand, like your hand at the back of your head on those points. You don't need to be too specific about those points, but you know, in the general area is good. And just hold the points there, and just have a bit of reflection on how this reading's hitting for you. Like, what higher perspective do you need to see, and how do you need to slow down in the story so that you can remember why you started it, and which part of your which part of your behavior, although, you know, our strengths are our weaknesses and our weaknesses are our strengths, so which part of your current strategy is working against you at the moment, that you might need to try another tool in the toolbox. Just have a little think about that. Let's see what the cards say about where we need to try and find our focus. Yeah, look, Hangman, different perspective. And Three of Inspiration, which is like the Three of Wands. So it's like perfect, right? It's like, just find another perspective in this story, because you're waiting for your ships to come in. Like, you've already, you know, put your purpose in place. You've laid the groundwork. You're already part of this journey forward. Like, you're already on your way. So you had a clarity in the beginning. So there's just something here that you need to see from a different perspective. Because you've got two major arcanas here. One is the Chariot and one's Hanged Muse. So it's not that you're not going in the right direction, you definitely are, but there's something that needs to be worked on here. You just need to see it from a different angle. It might even just be a different strategy. And you know, Hangman's 12, which goes to a 3, and you've got the Three of Wands here as well. For me, that is all about, weirdly, that it is all about creativity. I'll get to that card in a minute though. But it's about collaboration, co-creating with the universe, or co-creating with people around you. So just have a think about how you can adopt another strategy. Because I'm even drawn in this card, see this break in the dominoes. You know, dominoes are only successful if the whole point of that is to like go all in, you know, all in synchronized movement. But this split for me is asking you to have exactly what I've been saying. Just have another look, because there's something in the plan that's not going to work out for you in the long run if you keep continuing in this direction. So have a think about that. Yeah, definitely have a think about that. So the final message is, I express my creativity. My unique and creative talents and abilities flow through me and are expressed in deeply satisfying ways. My creativity is always in demand. Yeah, so I don't know, obviously this is a general reading, so everyone's story will be different. But I always kind of consider creativity our absolute essence of the human experience. We're here to create, we're here to expand, we're here to be unique, and our gifts are completely our own, and we want to share that. In order for the highest good of all to expand and to ricochet and to rub each other the right way or the wrong way, it's all good. So maybe part of this action plan that's moving too fast and a bit off kilter is asking you to go back to, I guess, the original thought when you created this idea that you wanted to manifest. Trust whatever that juice was, because that's the true essence of who you are. And so this fennel, which I'll inhale for you just on your behalf to clear some of the emotional energy around it, but that's about getting you from the unstuckness so that you can complete this journey, that you can complete this goal or whatever this project is for you. It's asking you to just go back before you move forward, get a new perspective, and look for the signs. The universe will collaborate with you. So just look for the impulses around you. You kind of have to get quiet for that, I think, or you just have to go in that space of surrender. So guys, pile number 2, that was a really interesting reading. So yeah, I'd love to hear it. If this resonates with you, or if this has hit a spot for you, I'd love to hear about it. And if you haven't subscribed, please, I invite you to do that. And yeah, take care.
must